Alright everyone, so earlier today we solved how to get the Catalyst and complete the Sundered Doctrine main quest. Whenever you complete this, you are now able to focus weapons and armor from the dungeon. But you do have to have completed that entire quest. So I will have this video linked down below, or you can click the letter I at the top right hand corner of your screen to see it as well. And just as a reminder, we are just still figuring all this stuff out. So if anything changes or we figure out we were slightly wrong with anything, I will put a note in the pinned comment. So if you're having any difficulties, please check that below. Once you have completed the main quest for this dungeon, if you go back to the hidden base camp, there's now going to be another missive that you can pick up, like a piece of paper right next to the wish wall, as I've been calling it. Once you pick this paper up, if you look behind you and to the left, you're going to see that in the corner of the room by one of the hidden, there's an empty symbol that's just kind of floating in the air. This lets you know that you have unlocked the ability to focus specific pieces of loot from the dungeon. What you need to do is every time you want to focus for a specific piece of loot, you need to start a new instance of the dungeon, you need to go up to the wish wall, and you need to enter Worm Gives Guardian. Once again, if you do this correctly, it'll say something about the pyramid shifting in the in-game chat, and now you are able to focus during this run. How this works is you can now go to the worm rooms where Rolk hid all of the worms and interact with the symbols at the back of the room, and every symbol corresponds to a different piece of loot. And every week, once per character, not once per account, not multiple times per character, once per character per week, you are able to select one of these symbols, complete the dungeon, go into that extra room behind the boss, and get your selected piece of loot. So I'm going to go ahead and list the symbols and the pieces of loot that they correspond to. So this is the order that you encounter the symbols throughout the dungeon. I will have timestamps in the pinned comment down below that correspond to the time in which I discuss each worm room in my previous video. So if you forget where one of these rooms are, you can click that link and go to that timestamp, and then you will be able to see exactly where that room is. You encounter them though in this order. The first worm room is the Witness, and if you activate this symbol, you get the chest armor. The next symbol is going to be the Hive, and if you focus this, you get the helmet. The third symbol is going to be the Guardian, and if you focus this, you get the class item. Then you do the first encounter. After the first encounter, there's another set of 3 symbols. The fourth worm is going to be the Give symbol, and if you focus this, you get the gauntlets. The fifth one is going to be the Grieve symbol, which gives you the shotgun. The sixth one is going to be Remember, which gives you the scout rifle. Then you complete the second encounter, and then you have the final 3 symbol rooms. The Darkness symbol is next. It is the 7th worm room. This gives you the hand cannon. The 8th worm room has the worm symbol, and if you focus this, you get the trace rifle at the end of the dungeon. And the final worm room has Fleet, and this will give you the boots when you complete the dungeon. So once again, once you have your focus symbol, you can run through the entire dungeon, kill the boss, wait for the final door to open, and when it opens, you will get your loot from that chest. Once per character per week, and I believe every time you want to do this, you have to enter Worm Gives Guardian. Now, one thing that is really cool is that your selected symbol seems to carry over every single run. So you don't actually have to go and find that symbol again every run. So for instance, I focused Guardian, I completely started over the dungeon, reset the checkpoint, and it still showed Guardian in that kind of floating symbol back in the hidden base camp. And this means I still have that selected. I also changed characters, flew back in, and I still had that symbol as well. Now, one other caveat to this is it seems like if you activate a symbol that focuses for a specific piece of armor that you do not currently have, instead of giving you that piece of armor, you will get a piece of loot that you do already have. So for instance, if you pick the Hive symbol because you want the helmet, if you make it to the end of the dungeon and you open the chest, it seems like it'll give you something else instead, like the hand cannon or the scout rifle or something like that. But yeah, that's how this entire thing works. I hope you found this useful. If you did, make sure to subscribe and share it with your friends, and have a great night.